They didn't pull away because they stopped caring. This feels more like they wanted to see exactly how much power they still had over your emotions. Moon, Pisces energy, and the Tower. Mass energy, very strong. But I feel your reaction completely changed the entire test. They sabotaged this particular connection on purpose just to test you, and we're gonna see why they did that. Okay, why this thing happened. The Tower, the Moon, the Hangman. Something about this connection was not simply blocked. It feels like they deliberately pulled back, delayed, or disturbed, sort of disrupted the entire situation because they wanted to see what you would do without them. And the strange part is, I don't think they expected your reaction. Okay. Now, later in this reading itself, I'm going to tell you what they were actually testing for, and why the silence may have been, may have made them realize they pushed, oh my god, Two of Cups, this much further than they actually intended to, the world. So, right now, the energy feels like a connection where something was moving, then suddenly, Four of Pentacles. Someone changed the rules here. Maybe communication became inconsistent. People sort of stopped sharing their feelings, or perhaps there was another person, another situation, or an excuse that suddenly became more important. The Magician, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups here. Okay. But here's the contradiction. They wanted distance, yet they also wanted to know whether you would chase them or not. Because the Hangman, the Nine of Swords, and the Star, followed by the Two of Cups, the World, the Four of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Page of Cups here with the Four of Cups here. Oh boy, it's telling me a different story. They may have expected you to ask questions, reach out, become emotional, or show them that they were still available. Instead, I feel your energy has become quieter, and that silence is bothering them. It's literally bothering them, and it's more than they actually expected. The Magician is also telling me that you may have done some spell work, or it's a sign that it's, you have to. They Now, this person may already sense the situation, the ending, the separation here with the World card, and they have felt unnecessarily, they've been feeling very, things are very complicated right now. The issue became much bigger problem right now, and that's important because this doesn't feel like the whole story right now. Okay, this doesn't feel like the whole story. So what are they thinking about you right now? If I tune into the energies of them now, it seems like they keep going back to a particular moment where they believe they miscalculated you. They may be replaying a conversation, a message, a meeting, or even the moment you stopped reacting. The thought underneath it is, did I push them too far? Okay, the thought underneath this thing is, did I push them too far? And this person seems very aware that your behavior has changed. I wouldn't take that as a proof of a specific action, but the energy points towards curiosity from a distance here. Okay, definitely curiosity from a distance here. What's interesting is that they don't seem as confident as they appeared. Okay, as they appeared. Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles, the World, and the Hangman with the Nine of Swords here. But they do still hope for the best. They may have acted detached because being emotionally exposed would have made them feel very vulnerable. The strong signs that I see here is Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I say Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn as well. There is a stubborn side here that would rather pretend everything is fine than admit I actually care about what happens next. Mars energy is also very strong here. Gemini energy is also there. So there is one unexpected detail that I'm sensing with this spread. I feel they may have wanted you to prove something to them, but instead you ended up proving something to yourself. Now, this actually changes lot many things in this connection. The deeper reason behind their behavior, the Emperor, oh my god, Aries energy, stubborn, manipulative. The deeper reason behind their behavior looks less like a simple desire to end things and more like a test of your emotional position. I'm telling you, they wanted you to chase them. Okay. They wanted to know whether you would keep pursuing them if they made access to them, difficult, because the Emperor and the Magician both are telling me that you were dealing with a trickster, a manipulator over here, somebody who's stubborn. They wanted reassurance without having to ask for reassurance, actually. And this person actually wants to take the control in their hand. But the test actually backfired them, because instead of giving them the reaction they expected, you started pulling your energy back. And now they are the one questioning whether, where they stand with you. If this is describing your situation, guys, drop a genuine comment about what changed between you two. I want to know whether this shift happened after a specific conversation. The shift happened after an argument or period of silence. And if you are enjoying the reading, helping the video with a like and staying through the end really supports the channel, guys, because 70 to 80% of my watchers, my viewers here are non-subscribers, guys. This is the only motivation. Come on. Help me increase my Luna family. So do subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop in comments what are you going through right now. I love to read the comments. Now this also explains the hidden feelings here, coming back to the reading. Five of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Fool. They may be carrying regret, but not necessarily the kind of regret they are ready to confess here. Okay, it's more like I shouldn't have handled it that way. They know that some of their choices created distance. Okay, they know that some of their choices actually created distance. There's a quiet jealousy here too. Okay, but I don't want to overstate it. It feels like, less like jealousy over one specific person and more like discomfort with the idea that someone else could receive the attention, affection, or emotional space they once had access to. And underneath all of that is fear, also, by the way, guys. Self victimization, fear of losing you completely. Not simply fear of losing you, but fear that if they come back, you will ask them to explain themselves and they will get stuck. Eight of Swords. They may not know how to justify why they created the distance in the first place. Your energy, meanwhile, feels very different. You are becoming less interested in decoding every little signal. You are starting to notice that someone's feelings don't automatically make their behavior acceptable. There is a stronger boundary here. You are not necessarily closing the door, but you are no longer standing in the doorway waiting. Okay, not at all. Sun energy, Leo energy, then the transformation energy, Scorpio energy, and then comes the Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands here, guys. New beginning. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Leo energy, and Scorpio energy as well. That is exactly why their original test has become uncomfortable for them. And Eight of Swords, they actually got caught in their own planning now. And they don't know how to move, what to do. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The strongest possibility I'm seeing next is not a dramatic declaration out of nowhere, it's a gradual attempt to reopen, because we have these four strong cards: the Fool and the Aces. It may begin with something casual, indirect, or ordinary, just to see whether you'll respond or not. And if this energy continues, the real turning point comes when they realize they cannot simply return to the old dynamic. They would have to show more consistency. Okay, they would have to show more consistency. And that brings us back to the two things I mentioned at the beginning of this particular video. First one was, what were they testing? They were trying to find out whether you would chase or not. See, remember, didn't I tell you they are the manipulators here? You're dealing with a manipulator here. They were trying to find out whether you would chase, wait, or prove that you still wanted them. Second, why did they do it? Okay, why did they want to test you? Because asking directly for reassurance would have made them feel too exposed, or would have made them feel uncomfortable because they had to show their emotions first. So they created distance and watched for your reaction instead. It was quite comfortable for them to do so without expressing much. But your reaction actually changed the entire equation here. You didn't give them the certainty they thought they could get. You gave them a question instead: what if I actually move on? Okay, you gave them a question instead: what if I actually move on? That is the part I feel they are struggling with now. And if this reading resonated, consider subscribing, because I, guys, I do so much of, hard work here. I post readings in the morning and in the evening, both the time. By the way, if you don't know, it can be 6 a.m. either, or 9 a.m. in the morning time IST, and 6 p.m. IST. So I post reading like this regularly, twice a day, and YouTube members also get early access to my readings. Okay, so if you're not a member, become one today itself to get early access to all my readings. The strongest message here, trust me guys, it's simple, because I see within next 7 days itself, sometimes a test reveals more about the person testing than the person being tested. Within next 7 days, I see this communication arriving, this person arriving towards you with this Page of Pentacles energy. So for the comments, tell me honestly, did they pull away expecting you to chase them, and what did they do, and what did you do instead? I would want to know in the comments. So thank you so much for being here and watching this particular reading. And in case if at all you're interested in a personal reading, you can book a session with me. If you are interested in a spell work, trust me, the kind of spell works I perform, that is one of the strongest spell work, and 70 to 85% of my clients have received amazing results because of that. All right, so do subscribe to my channel, like, share, and if you want to book any of the spell work or personal reading, the WhatsApp number and my Instagram handle is written in the description box below. You can reach out to me from there, and I would be happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching.